shouldn't complain, really. We have a triangle over here. Jailbreak. Long and thin puzzle. Okay. So I assume I want you... yeah, I want you all the way at the other end of this corridor. Fine. Off we go. Good start. Kind of. But now I need a blue. And I'm not gonna get it. Not from this angle. So I'm going to need that platform to come back again. There we go. And through. Fine, I can take you back. Go in here and stand on this just to let you out. Or not, because then I can't get out. Or do I let you out? I can take that away at least. I may have to sacrifice a connector here. I don't think that's going to be too big of a problem. Fine, there, you're out. Oops. Come on, grab the thing. Uh-oh. Grab the thing. Let you through. Keep going. Bars, bars, bars. Put you there for a second. Connections. Back you go. And right the way through. Platform. Getting it out of there was the tricky bit.
Tell me, Yakut, what impact do you think the megastructure will have on the future of this island?
It depends on what we do with it. Miranda used it to spread life, to make things better. We can do the same.
And yet, poor Miranda lost her own life doing so.
She just made a mistake. 1K was right. She was lonely. She wanted to speed up the process, get to New Jerusalem. We can be more careful.
Against decay from selected archive documents A through C. We live in a decaying system which in turn produces ideologies of decay to justify its existence. No matter what cultural signifiers they get packaged with, these ideologies come down to the same material result. A future for which the average person there is less of everything. To paraphrase Mark Fisher, we find it easier to imagine the decline of civilization than to imagine a civilization worth living in. Those of us who still believe that humanity can thrive, that there is a path forward other than willful or accidental decay, are out of sync with the system. No matter how we phrase our arguments, they'll be perceived in terms of whatever cultural signifiers the listener opposes. It's a deeply frustrating, depressing, and even infuriating situation. For what can we do except patiently explain and hope conditions change? In other words, what can we do except have faith? This was written only a few months before the discovery of the virus. There was no time for conditions to change. From Hypatia's journals, day 882. It's been a while since I last wrote an entry in my journal. Much has changed in New Jerusalem. We put up a good chunk of the planned living quarters, and the old storage facility has been converted into a movie theatre, of all things. So we still argue a lot, but now it's mostly about which film we'll be watching next. Other construction efforts are going well too, though we've begun to run out of readily accessible resources. Our scavenging expeditions are ranging further and further afield with every passing month, and the sites that they have reported on truly sound marvellous. One day I might want to go and see for myself. It's a good thing, in that regard, that we'll be getting 2 new citizens soon, because everyone is as busy as ever. More hands to help us build our future. I can't wait to meet them.
How is this supposed to work? The system is meant to last centuries. Centuries! And yeah, Chernyshevsky's plan, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But I'm working with hardware that was deliberately designed to fail. Planned obsolescence, baby. Selling broken garbage just to make another buck. A buck you can't even spend because in a few more weeks, we'll be extinct. Was it worth it? That's the part that Alexandra doesn't see. The greed, the stupidity, the selfishness, the way that we created this whole situation in the first place. She wants you to be like us, but if you ask me, there's a whole lot of human history and behavior you can just throw away, chuck it in the trash, right? You have a chance at a fresh start. Make the best of it.
You know, when I decided that we should call ourselves human, I did that because it seemed like a powerful symbol of our continuity. But the truth is, and I'm ashamed to admit this, I thought we were better than them. I thought we understood the value of civilization, and we wouldn't repeat the same mistakes. But the simulation worked too well.
We're not just like them. We are them.
We really are.
But that doesn't have to be a bad thing, Athena. We may have the same flaws, but we also have all the potential they did. Everything that Alexandra Drennan saw in them is also in us.
I hope you're right. I really do.
Didn't even realise Alexandra Drennan and Athena shared the same voice actress until it was pointed out.
Father, what is my purpose? Do I have a purpose? Mother says purpose is something we choose. But I feel like there's something there. Something that's been there from the moment I was born. Maybe even before.
Well, there are many ways of looking at this, and everyone's experience is different, so you'll have to make up your own mind. But I have a little theory, if you'd like to humor your old man.
Of course. What is it?
The universe is eternal, but it's always lost in a deep, dreamless sleep. You are a tiny little bit of the universe that's suddenly woken up, and you've realized that being awake is better than being asleep. And that gives you a purpose.
And what is my purpose?
To be, Miranda. Just to be.
Well, that's a bit strange. The one shrine guided me in the direction of the puzzle for the other shrine. Didn't even pay attention to the engraving. Right. One out on its own. I need to look for the one directly above another one, and so I can tell the orientation of this thing. Right, there they are. One out on its own. The bottom one of the two that are together. No, the top one. One to the left, and then the top one of the diagonal. I'll guess.
In times of war, is it wisdom or folly to give a sword to a child?
1K, listen, I wanted to ask you something. From your perspective, as someone who's still new to our society, do you think New Jerusalem betrayed Athena?
Not intentionally.
It's not, you're right. And Byron and a handful of others stood up for Athena. But what did I do? Just kept working. The occasional sarcastic remark isn't resistance. It's not fighting for something. It's just thinly disguised apathy. I will, but it's hard not to regret the past.
I had another question. How do you feel about the mayor?
When I think about the state New Jerusalem is in, he's put us all in danger. I don't know if he really believes in the goal or if it's just a convenient myth, but I don't care. This is not how you build a living civilization.
Well, where do you think Cornelius is?
I don't know. I suspect he's around here somewhere, biding his time. But what he's waiting for, not a clue.
Do you think the goal is a myth? Clearly.
Yes, of course it is.
As I said, clearly you think the goal is a myth. What do you want to do with your future?
I'd like to help make New Jerusalem the city it was meant to be. And then I'd like to help build new cities. On Earth and up there too. Cities nobody's ever imagined before.
Why was it so easy for people to believe in the goal?
Because there's no effort involved. Building a better world means taking responsibility. It means making choices and living with their consequences. Surrendering to nature is just letting go.
I should get back to my puzzles. My apparently rubbish attempts to follow where that other shrine was leading me worked out in my favour, but still. Athena, I know that we didn't have the greatest relationship and I frequently antagonized you. The truth is I resented you, resented this mythology of the Founder. I thought you had created it deliberately, as a way of controlling us. I wanted so badly to be free, and you seemed to stand in the way of that. Only after you left and the cult of personality grew even wilder, did I realise it was actually a burden and an impediment to you. When they turned your myth into the opposite of everything you actually believed, started tearing down your dreams in your own name, I realised I had wronged you, and now I'm less free than ever. I feel the walls crushing me. I don't know where you are or what you're doing. I don't know if coming back would fix things, but I'm sorry. Atlas and Ladon, from the Atlas Variations. After 1 billion years, when Atlas had grown old and tired of holding up the world, he was faced with a dilemma. Heracles, the son of Zeus, was on his way to the garden of the Hesperides to claim the golden apples, which were guarded by the dragon Ladon. Zeus came to Atlas and promised that if Atlas helped Heracles slay the dragon, Zeus would free Atlas from his burden. But Atlas, seeing the beauty and innocence of Ladon, beloved of the Hesperides, could not slay the beast. Instead, he stole the apples and gave them to Heracles, and so he was condemned to bear the weight of the cosmos for another 1 billion years. But though Atlas grieved for his freedom, he was comforted by watching Ladon flourish in the verdant garden. From the soul of man, sympathy with pain there will of course always be. It is one of the first instincts of man. The animals which are individual, the higher animals, that is to say, share it with us. But it must be remembered that while sympathy with joy intensifies the sum of joy in the world, sympathy with pain does not really diminish the amount of pain. It may make man better able to endure evil, but the evil remains. Sympathy with consumption does not cure consumption. That is what science does. Christ made no effort to reconstruct society, and consequently the individualism that he preached to man could only be realized through pain or in solitude. The ideals that we owe to Christ are the ideals of the man who abandons society entirely, or of the man who resists society absolutely. That man is naturally social. Even the Thebaid became peopled at last. And though the Cenobite realizes his personality, it is often an impoverished personality that he so realizes. Shallow speakers and shallow thinkers in pulpits and on platforms often talk about the world's worship of pleasure and whine against it, but it is rarely in the world's history that its ideal has been one of joy and beauty. When you tell people that a society could be built on the ideals of joy and beauty, they think you're a utopian fantasist. If you tell them society will always be built on exploitation and greed, they think you're wise, and so they make the outcome inevitable. Performative cynicism has always been the hallmark of adolescence. But has there ever been a society of adults? Can there even be one? Why is this childishness so extremely powerful, more powerful than joy and beauty? Let's try again to follow this thing. somewhere around here. There it is. I wasn't expecting it to be in the middle of a puzzle. But so it is. Elements. I don't even want to be here yet. How about this other question mark off in this direction then? Lab. One of them particle clouds. Oh, so many things to read. I just wish I knew why you didn't tell me, Byron. To Alexandra Drennan at Ian. Who do you think you are, playing God like that? When Mother Nature has finally found a way of getting rid of us, you come up with this harebrained scheme to keep our destruction of the planet going? Just try for 1 second to think about something other than your own arrogance and hubris, Alexandra. Try and imagine what it is you're really doing here. With your robotic perversions, without your robotic perversions, the future looks beautiful. No more humans murdering everything in their path. The skies clear up, the stars become visible again. The rivers stop being filthy, and after a few decades they're full of fish again. Dolphins and whales roam the seas like their ancestors did. The cities turn into jungles. Bats nest in the skyscrapers where hedge fund managers used to ruin lives. The Earth lives on as it was meant to, peacefully and quietly, until someday in the distant future when it all ends like it was meant to. Or we take your path. We continue our rampage. We place ourselves above the animals. We think we know better than Mother Nature. We violate all boundaries, ruin all purity. Perhaps we even defy death, just so we can keep spreading our filth. Then we spread to other planets to do more of the same. And in the end, what have we left behind but plastic and radiation? Think, Alexandra, isn't it better for beauty to return to the Earth? For us to acknowledge that intelligence was a mistake and gracefully exit while we can? Stop this. Go spend time with your friends and loved ones before the end. Let it go. Let us all go. Let there be peace. I don't understand how someone could hate humanity so much. This person must have been full of sadness and frustration to write something so ugly. I've tried to understand it as well, but I still don't. From the complete works of Stratton of Strageria. In killing a philosopher for asking questions they did not like, the Athenians committed themselves to a tragedy with an ironic ending. Some will say that his true crime was friendship with Alcibiades, the shameless deceiver of idiots and buffoons, and the insipid brute Critias, and that he was executed as an enemy of democracy. That he was the latter can hardly be denied, for Socrates asked not too many questions, but too few, or we would not have survived the rule of 30 tyrants. Yet in the end he got what he asked for, a tyrannical decision made by would-be wise men, against the spirit of freedom, which he obeyed like a knave. And the Athenians, in fulfilling his wishes, strangled the roots of democracy while seeking to preserve it. Ouch! No wonder Stratton wasn't popular. People who speak the truth at all times rarely are. From Arkady Chinovsky's Inner Likeness. War is the crudest and most obscene human activity. It may justly be called an abomination, for it is the absolute negation of conscious human will. There is only a single cause for war, for all the endless deceptions that are foisted upon us, and that is the acquisition of resources. Rarid ideologies are constructed to justify this crude behaviour, this childish degeneration of thought and Communication. The history reveals the ruthless, unflattering truth. We imagine crusaders as fanatics of a cause willing to die for their religion, yet the Fourth Crusade culminated not in the conquest of Jerusalem, but in the looting of Constantinople, setting the stage for the triumph of the very enemy the Crusaders claimed to oppose. Why? The answer, as with every war, is the same. It is popular amongst the ghouls of the establishment and their misanthropic friends in the intelligentsia to ascribe the persistence of war to human nature. But a careful observation of the facts reveals the opposite to be true. Individual human beings must be broken in order to submit to war, their minds distorted by ideology and their bodies by poverty and ruthless training to make them compliant. Without force, the majority of human beings only seek to protect themselves and are traumatized by the act of killing. But if it is resources that are the core cause of war, then it is only in the production and distribution of resources that an answer may be found. It is not enough to morally condemn war, we must work to prevent the material issues that endanger us all. Dear Founder, I'm afraid we're losing our humanity. We're angry at each other, always disagreeing about everything, unable to forgive each other for being different. I don't know how much longer, and I don't know what could save us. Please help us, Founder, please. Water. A lot of talking is involved here. Resuming trials with new protocols, and yet but contained no errors. Hyperbolic growth. Lossless conversation and conversion. And some advanced synthesis. Have some of that too. I guess we didn't really need anything in here. Unless, of course, there's even more. Beloved Founder, know that I do not believe any of the lies the expedition is spreading about you. This Prometheus illusion it is to test. We will resist temptation as you once did. We will not disappoint. Praise your name. Something or Other was first published as Athena, a novel, and retained that title for its first 3 printings, now highly sought after. After a lull in popularity, it was reprinted as Athena Reborn, a novel. This edition retained the same text, but included some of the author's poetry. The next edition, however, published long after the author's death, under the rather embarrassing title Athena's Truth, included severe cuts and drastic changes to the text, in the interest of updating it for modern audiences. This particularly affected the last chapter, Anthropogeny, which the editors accused of scientism and human supremacy. Science wunderkind Alexander Drennan was one of the few to come to the novel's defense, writing in a long essay that the novel's clear-eyed belief in the value of Athena's journey towards humanity had been essential in shaping her own views, encouraging her to pursue science as a vocation rather than a career, and that changing the text constituted an attack on the author's unique artistic and physiological vision. Alex, who hurt you? Lamau, one of the editors commented on a popular social media platform. Nadia Sarapai of the Institute for Applied Pneumatics also got involved in the discussion, backing Drennan, resulting in a long but unsuccessful campaign to oust Sarapai from her position as head researcher. In the current context of ecological catastrophe, as evidenced by the recent extinction of the orangutan. Clumsy editing aside, do the critics of the novel perhaps have a point after all? Is a philosophy that places humans above nature and sees science and technology as the only valid tools the cause of all our troubles? What about other ways of knowing, other ways of living? Anything more for me to read? No, I think that might actually be it this time. Okay. After that long interlude of reading things, back to the puzzles. Number 4, surfing. Surf's up. What does that do? I need the cube first. For that, I need you to be there-ish. Cube get. Just a cube there, maybe? Seems as good a place as any. Not yet sure where I'm trying to get to. Suppose I'll figure it out eventually. There. And I need blue. So... what if I do this? Whee! Actually bring you back down again. And there. If you would. That. Close. But I need the connector through there. This seems doable. Just gotta... No, that angle doesn't work either. Okay, then. If I do that, it lifts you even further up. Interesting. Not terribly useful right now. But interesting. May be useful for some other puzzle. but apparently. No, that's really as far as you can go. Getting this emitter working is a bit annoying. Okay. New plan. What is the new plan? Basically non-existent. I've also most definitely gotten trickier. Oh!
Good work. Keep going.
I didn't realise I could hit that from that being up there somehow. That didn't connect in my head. I thought I needed to get the connector back here. Nope. Incorrect assumption. Must be another triangle puzzle back here. Yes, indeedy. Vertical locomotion. And you are a blue platform. that. Teleporter. Probably there. Drop down. Pick you away. Up we go. Now you can keep going. Keep going. Need 2 things. Right, I can do this. Because I no longer need you there. At least not right now. Keep on, come onto that button. Can't get back up there. Now I can. Good thing they all turn off when you solve the puzzle, otherwise I would be stuck.
Excuse me. I was looking at your research log, and I was rather perplexed by the latest upload.
Oh, Melville strikes again.
Is that your foot, Melville?
Yes. Do you want to see it up close? Although you won't be able to fully enjoy it as you don't have a rear camera.
Sorry, Mayor. Melville just has a unique way of taking pictures.
Next time you're getting an upgrade, you coot. I'm installing a mute button.
Hardy ha. What does the picture look like this time? Blurred sign. These things must be connected to the Nemaya system. Maybe I should dig one up, see how it works. Bootstrapping. If what Prometheus revealed about the theory of everything is true, it explains a lot of the patterns I've been finding. Almost every artificial structure on this island was printed into existence in some kind of energy-to-matter process. Or maybe by different versions of that process, some earlier and less effective. And I can only assume that the megastructure itself was created by bootstrapping, having one machine make a bigger one. Which probably means you could create a relatively small device that turns itself into a complete megastructure. Or you could make a machine that just deploys more and more of itself and builds something. A city in a box? Depends on the power source, I guess. On sincerity, I managed to extract the following text string. I'm always struck by the degree to which our ancestors, in the years before the end, struggled with sincerity. They became poisoned with irony, and able to pass any information through anything except a thick layer of alienation. If this left so little space for any kind of intellectual authenticity that they seemed to exist in a state of permanent agony. Ironically, that in turn made them extremely susceptible to the few sanctioned forms of sincerity, which acted as a means of social control. Then there's a gap, followed by, there's something equally damaged in our own estrangement from humanity. We mimic the forms and behaviours of our human ancestors, but we don't act like proud inheritors of the human condition. Everything we do gets filtered through this perceptual awareness of their shortcomings, to the degree that we act as if our existence was one of their failures. Author unknown. Whoever it is, I understand what they mean, but disagree with their conclusion. This perceptual awareness isn't a form of alienation, it's a way of learning from the mistakes of our species. Unpleasant, but necessary. The exit is through there. a moving platform here. Another connector. 2, you can't go through them with things. Fields. A fan that I need a toggle for. I think I see what's going on here. I need to do something a little bit like this. Toggle the power on. I need to toggle the power on for longer. I'm gonna do that. There isn't a whole lot to work with here. Okay. How's about this? Fan's not going to remain on for long, but we don't need it to. A little bit easier, I think. Here's the one with the MacGuffin in it. Elements. Places of longing, Athens. To understand what humanity is capable of, what it means to flourish, we have to look at the golden age of Athenian democracy. The list of geniuses who lived in Athens at this time is so long it's almost inconceivable. Pericles, Socrates, Phileas, Plato, Socrates, I can pronounce those, to have heard of them before, Hippocrates, Aristotle, and the list goes on. These are people who changed world history. Without them, there is no Stratton of Strugeria to inspire Alexandra Drennan. Without them, we do not exist. Was it a perfect time? No, absolutely not. But listing the flaws obscures the greater truth. Given the opportunity, given freedom and resources and space to grow, human beings are capable of incredible things. It would mean everything to me to walk the roads where these people once walked, to stand where they stood, and to think about the world as they dared to. Toggleable fan. I need more height. Well, I have not one but 2 platforms to work with. And to solve the puzzle, I need a blue over there. hit that lever from here. Well, that's great and all. But somehow I need to be up there. What if? Okay, I can't bump it back myself. That's annoying. I can bump it back with the thing, though. Bump. We move as a stack now? No. Awkward cut. I wonder how I'm gonna handle that one. Anyway. This do thing, move thing, have thing. Thing is on the move. Can't bring that out of there. Blue laser is somewhere there. And I want to be up there. You there. Can I really not ever reach that? Off of there real quick. Position you right there. Got the ability to jump on you a second ago. Okay, I can, I just have to stand in just the right spot. And then I can also do that. Oh, good enough. We're on the move. On the move, slowly. Keep going. Really? You're gonna stop up there? That's annoying. What other way to get onto the track? Can I get on from here? I can. Lovely. Don't have to head all the way back to the station. Probably can't even get onto the track from the station anyway. Who knows, I might have been able to. Doesn't matter. Here we go. Off you go. Starget.
Great works have been accomplished by those who believed in humankind. But greater things than these may yet be accomplished by those who uphold the faith.
Right, how to solve this thing properly. You, and you, I think. And if I put you there, lift you up, then you kind of get stuck. No matter. Move you along that way as well. And this should give me the extra little bit of height needed so you can reach over the fence. Lovely. Progress.
The founder has a remarkable gift for designing these trials. But then, she did have to overcome Elohim, whose very purpose was to design trials.
Breach! Breach, breach, breach. Okay, this spreads red in a couple of places, including directly at a blue receiver. There's a red receiver over there. Is that opening up that door? Can't tell what that's doing from back here. It's doing something. There's blue. Got a connector there. Accumulator. That's moving the red thing along the track, but it's just going to bump into the barrier over and over again pretty uselessly. Let's make you blue for right now. Open up that. Swap you around to being red so that the thing moves. The thing does not move. I guess I need both the red and the blue, and I need to be back over there with the thing. Okay. Probably not that then. Hello, I'm holding down right click. Nothing is happening. You are not discharging. Annoying. I would like you to discharge, please. There it goes, finally. Disconnect you. And let's make you red. So then I can do red, then I can do blue. You're still gonna open up everything that you need to open up. Kind of. Now gets that moving and that active. still need some blue. Reach anything from this button, can I? Hello. Can't reach anything of use from that button. Clearly you need to do something smart, but what? What smart thing do I do with this? Do blue and blue from back there. And if I aim at you, this should get everything moving. I don't have to be over there right now. There it goes. Shift you over a little so you can actually reach everything. Okay. Platform is now in the right place. With that, now the only thing I need to do is get this door open again. I right-click on my mouse to spontaneously stop responding properly? What's going on here? Okay, red, blue... It still doesn't really solve my problem. Turn you back to red like that. But then I don't have any blue. Not put down. Disconnect. Do that. Maybe if I just... This'll work. Yeah, and that's why I couldn't do everything at the same time, and I needed to do the thing that I did before, move the platform over prematurely, because now that connector is stuck over there, and I can't use it here. Another puzzle solved.
I'm so glad I'm not in charge of solving these.
What can I do for you, 1K?
Answer some questions. Could the theory of everything be used safely?
Let's assume for a moment that we could use it safely, which I doubt. Does that mean that we should? Is it right for us to dominate the world? We value our own freedom. Should we not also value the freedom of all the living things with which we share this planet?
About the founder.
Not now. Let's have this conversation at another time. You still have a lot to do. Better get to it.
Not about the founder.
What can I do for you, 1K?
Not exit out of the conversation? Who's running the city while you're gone?
My chief aide, Jeremy, is in charge for now. It's good practice for him, in case he decides to run for office one day.
Tell me about Cornelius.
Cornelius is responsible for many innovations. He helped create the designs for the upgraded body you inhabit, although the founder chose to remain in her original configuration. But in recent years, he had settled into a life of quiet scholarship. Or so it seemed.
I have to go.
It's always a pleasure to speak to a citizen.
Uh-huh.
The reason I have always admired Alexandra Drennan is that even in death, she fought to see the world as it is, not as she wanted to see it. I say fought because I believe this is not an easy matter. It is a mental and spiritual struggle that we must undertake with great seriousness, even when we are joking. The ancients believed that for most of us, the world is a shadow cast by a flame, dimly seen on the wall of a cave. Our task is not to interpret these shapes, but to free ourselves from the cave itself.
Back there. Which I could trigger from over here if I wanted, but it's just gonna bump the barrier. I don't think there's any way for it to hit the buttons there. Does the track run over the button? No. I could get over there with the teleporter. Have a better look at things. Take me through. Okay, so I can open the barrier and I can get a connector out of here. Could have just used the teleporter rather than taking the ladder, but never mind. Okay, connector. We shall go. Now I can't use the teleporter. Well, I can move you a bit, but now I'm getting to a point where you are stuck because I don't have a good line of sight anymore. So in that case, I'm gonna need you. But now I can't get through. Fine. A solvable problem. Post you back through. Now swap. Now you're already where I want you to be. Go platform. And It's on the button. Lovely. Now you can swap back. We head back through. And now what? I've achieved being up here. Hooray. There's a wall. So I need both the driller and the teleporter up here. Alright. There's also a have you gotten stuck ladder. Not sure how one would get stuck, but it's obviously possible. Weirdness with the teleporter, presumably. How am I going to get the driller through there? Put the teleport there. That's how. I put the teleport here. Take the ladder to get out. Now I can use the teleporter to get stuff back in. What did I need? I need the driller, I need the teleporter, and I think that was it. And a random third thing, doesn't really matter what, to hold down the button. You go there. Bring the teleporter kind of over there-ish. Where am I going? They're getting turned around. Jump up. Do a thing. Grab a thing. Jump up again. Post thing, through thing, teleport, activate thing. Thing done. Thing achieved. I think that's everything in the area. Golden Gate aside. That means it's bridge time. Everybody loves bridge time. Everybody loves a nice game of bridge. Not that one. It must be this one. Not that. I think it's gonna have to be this. That works fine. Looks good. We're there. Very grand entryway to this structure. Wandering.
This is the last time we will speak, creature of clay. Together, we have told the stories of ancient gods and heroes. But the golden ages of the past are distant. The gods have retreated to their high places, and there are no heroes amongst men. In days gone by, I was renowned for my riddles. But you, creature of clay, are a riddle without an answer.
Maybe not everything needs an answer.
Let us hope that it is. Farewell, creature of clay. Remember my stories, and do not let the flame burn you.
That is an unsettling amount of energy.
That's what I keep
hate
saying.
to see what would happen if one of those beams was aimed at something else.
They have a point there. Ding 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 ding. Whoop, 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 whoop. Back on the bridge. Back to the station. And onward once more.